Everyone on the internet is obsessed with butterbeer from Harry Potter, but 400 years before Hogwarts, there was this, buttered beer. It's a real medieval mold-hot beverage recipe enjoyed during colder months and especially my favorite time of year, Christmas.
Oh my God!
Today I'm making this legit 16th century buttered beer non-alcoholic so your whole adventuring party can drink like it's 1594. And no, this is not cream soda and whipped cream. And no, I don't mean I'm just going to simmer it for an extra 20 minutes until the ale is stale and the drink is overcooked. Trust me, this recipe is the correct way, and it actually tastes the way it's supposed to. I'm TJ Garland, your quest companion in all realms of stories told, relics made, and roads traveled. This actual medieval recipe is from the book titled The Good Huswife's Handmaid for the Kitchen. Wow, how times have changed since 1594. For the better, might I add. That's obviously a copy. So yeah, this recipe calls for 3 pints of ale, but this is where it has a twist, where I'm changing it a little bit. Instead of using a regular ale, I'll be using a non-alcoholic ale. You'll see a bunch of videos on YouTube recreating this recipe, and they're awesome, but almost all of them use regular alcoholic beer. And then they tell you if you want to make it non-alcoholic for your kids to try, just simmer it for another 20 minutes and the alcohol should cook out. However, I bet they didn't try it because I did, and it's awful. It's got no head, a lot of the liquid cooks off, making it concentrated so the flavors are too strong, and the butter for some reason begins to separate, so you get this layer of oil that sits on top no matter what you do, and it looks and feels awful. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. So to avoid that catastrophe, we're using Sam Adams non-alcoholic golden ale. It's already non-alcoholic, so we don't have to keep simmering it for 20 minutes or more, and it comes out the way it's supposed to taste and feel. So let's get brewing. Here's what you'll need for about 3 hearty tavern mugs of buttered beer. 3 pints of ale.
It comes in pints?
No, actually, it comes in these tiny little 12-ounce cans. Since an imperial pint is exactly 20 ounces, we're going to pour in 5 cans of ale, which gives us 3 pints, or 60 ounces. Isn't math fun? Speaking of math, the recipe uses measurements such as a noggin of water or a penny worth of spice, and other units of measure that aren't easy to convert. For instance, a pennyworth meant however much you could get of that spice for a penny. To help save time with converting everything and researching historical documents to find out how much ginger you could get for a penny, I went ahead and broke things down to be pretty simple. You need 3 pints of ale, or 5 12-ounce cans, 5 egg yolks, 1 cup of brown sugar, 1.5 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice, and half a cup of unsalted butter cut into chunks. First, start by pouring your ale into a medium saucepan. Now, if you're wondering why this particular brand or flavor of ale, well, the recipe calls for ale, and back then there weren't all these craft brew flavors, and I wanted to keep the ale as historic as possible to where the sweetness comes from the sugar and spice, not from the ale itself. And 2, out of all the non-alcoholic ales I've tried, Sam Adams, their non-alcs are on point. Next, we put in the spices, and then we take the ale and spices and move it over to the medium heat. Make sure you stir those spices in really well. While the ale's heating up, go ahead and separate your egg yolks, and then combine your yolks with your brown sugar and whisk vigorously until they're well combined. It should kind of look like a batter. By the time you're done with this, your ale should be hot, so take a ladleful of that hot ale, and while whisking the ever-loving crap out of it, slowly pour the ale into your egg mixture to temper it. If you don't do this step, you can risk cooking the eggs and having it become solid chunks in your ale, and that's just gross. Once it's incorporated, pour the mixture into the pot of ale, still whisking like crazy. I cheat and I use an immersion blender. Keeping the mixture just under a simmer stirring until it thickens somewhat. Add the chunks of butter and stir until they're melted. The original instructions tell you to basically brew them together out of one pot into another, back and forth, to get it nice and frothy. But instead of juggling hot liquids and holding a bunch of heavy medieval pots and pans, I'm going to cheat and use a little frother. Once it's got that beautiful foam, it's ready to serve. Remove from heat and be sure to use heat-proof mugs. And since this is already non-alcoholic and we're heating it, the tiniest trace amount of alcohol that might be in the ale gets cooked out so you can share it with the whole family. All right, moment of truth. It tastes like a legit historic Christmas time drink, not some theme park sugar bomb. There's no crazy emulsifiers, no artificial flavors or coloring, just pure liquid Christmas in a mug. So if you brew this for your own Yule feast or wizarding marathon, hit me up on one of my social pages. Links are in my channel description. Show me your tavern setup. I want to see those tankards. And if you're new, don't forget to subscribe, join the guild, and let me know in the comments what you think. I'll catch you on the next one.